So you'd go for the grass starter then?
I mean, historically, I have picked grass more often in Pokemon than the others. Oh no!
Oh, great. Well, now we broke it.
We solved the puzzle!
Hopefully that's the last one.
Well, we put the stingray in the plant orb. So, mission accomplished?
We did it!
What's the matter, H'ers? Can't remember how things work? Yet you explained this class so well when we first spoke of it in Orion. I want Cirrus and Akinar to learn everything they can, Savidro. Do you know what they did when they finally came to us? You never came back. After class was over, you took your boys away, and you never came back. Cirrus and Akinar did.
Ah! Something's happening.
What did we just do?
It made a plant noise.
So, I guess the solution to that puzzle was to have the light beaming over to a reflector here, which then beamed up onto there, which we had to then beam through this, which I guess focused the beam of light down onto the bulb with the sword, or with the stingray in it.
And here's the linking book. We did it. We're so smart.
Oh, what an age.
Listen, I'm sorry for picking the grass starter.
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Myst III Exile with your pals, Ric and David.
I'm looking forward to popping more plant zits. How about you, Rick?
I'm definitely looking forward to never seeing a plant again for the rest of this game. So
we are probably going to run into different themes, I would assume.
I sure hope so. What have we learned after the last episode, David?
That we need to be more attentive to the lead-in with like how the game's trying to teach us its mechanics. We walked around in circles a whole lot because we had not learned our lesson.
Yeah, see, that's the lesson that you're taking from it. The lesson that I'm taking from it is puzzles are stupid, and we're smarter than them. They're just not as smart as us.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
It definitely is. So we have two more zones that we know of to go to. We have finished Adana, the plant world. We still have Voltaic, which I'm assuming is going to be a fire world, and Amateria, which I'm assuming is going to be a water world, because they're red and blue, and, you know, what else could red and blue possibly signify?
Sometimes it's ice. Ice for blue.
No, that could be it, but it's still technically water, so I'm not wrong. So I don't know which one is which, so I propose that we walk toward a tusk, and whichever one it is, that's where we go.
That's fair. You might regret it, though.
I mean, we've got to do them all sooner or later anyway, right?
Yeah, we just get inside the book, and it just says Broken Sword.
No,
the world of Broken Sword.
Oh, no. No. Well, it looks like this week we're going to Amateria. Let's open up the unnecessary book mechanism.
Seeing an awful lot of railroad tracks.
No.
Do you think we'll get to point a laser, Rick?
There's a lot of tracks. Great.
It's fine. We liked Abduction.
I did like Abduction. I did. It's just that when I think of Myst and tracks, I think of the Selenitic Age and the maze.
I don't think it's going to be quite that ambitious.
You optimist.
The architecture's a bit distinct here, feeling very like Japanese or like just at least very Asian influenced, making me wonder like when like Atris designs an age, do all the props kind of come with the world, or do they develop inside the world over time, or did Atris have to go in and like make them?
Yeah, or do the inhabitants create their own culture similar to the Dunny?
And that kind of presumes like whether or not there are inhabitants, because like usually you're gonna be pretty lonely in a Myst game wandering around. You might get an FMB dude to be kind of like laugh at you behind like a window.
Mm-hmm.
Very kind of similar design to like say a BioShock, where you know any character who's not going to kill you on sight is gonna be behind a barrier where you can't punch him in the face or whatever.
Right.
Feels like the first bit of a Rube Goldberg machine. Like we're gonna set that ball rolling, and it's gonna tip the milk bottle over, and it's gonna set the cat rolling across the floor, etc.
Set the cat rolling.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like there's nothing that we can do up here as of yet. This might just be to kind of survey a bigger puzzle.
Yeah, we should like have in mind that there's a convection of different tracks over here, and we've got some stuff for you to narrate. It looks like.
My attempts to produce a carnivorous hybrid have had limited success. I thought I was making greater progress, but the life that grows in the forest isn't like the plants on Narayan. It's much more tenacious, less susceptible to grafts. Perhaps if I try mixing in species from the swamp. So this looks like it's going to be important somehow?
Well, it looks like that he's able to combine those two plants to create one graft. Am I understanding that correctly?
Seems about right. I don't know. Maybe it won't be necessary. Who knows? But we've got it now.
Just to keep in mind that we've got like a diagram of plant bits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this... Can I go... No, I cannot. Oh, this is just the... Okay. I see. I'm going to try to traverse this world a little slower than the last time. In an attempt to...
Joke's on you. It's got more square footage than Daggerfall.
Shit. I'm just trying to comprehend the space a little bit better, because I was getting so twisted and turned around in Adana.
It was definitely difficult to keep heads or tails of where we were physically. So, you know, just like Cyan, get on making a real Myst III Exile. I know
Man.
you guys didn't make that one, but you know, it's for our convenience, really.
Right.
We got another mural of looks like the locals are getting real upset. I'm not sure who is it supposed to be. Atris in the center there, or is it supposed to be our antagonist?
I don't think it's Savidro because he was the one trapped in Jananin.
The bad boys are the ones laughing, no doubt, up top.
Yeah, that's Cirrus and Akinar. That could be Atris, or it could be somebody else completely.
The distinct lack of beard is what's throwing me off.
Mm-hmm. So what, is this an elevator? Maybe not.
The ropes might just be suspending the panels that you're standing on.
Oh, that could be.
If this is like the water's deep, then it would make sense that they wouldn't be trying to like have it the water like pillars reaching up through the water to support it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we've got just some rocks here, and that's fine.
Man, one thing that I will always praise the Myst series for is just these really imaginative alien worlds that you get to explore. This is my shit right here. I love this.
It takes a lot to visualize in alien space.
And this looks like a dead end. Oh, no, wait. You can go up here.
Now you're on the track.
If I have a complaint about this game so far, it's that it's not really apparent what you're supposed to be doing. You're just expected to kind of fiddle with it and get to the end of a series of puzzles.
I mean, if I'm gonna be like a smart aleck, I could accuse the entire Myst series of being guilty of that trait.
That is true, but I mean, at least...
My experience as a kid trying Myst from the first time is like, I don't have a whole lot of character direction. Like, it's not like, you know, you get the boys, you know, in the books telling you, like, get more pages, but then you just basically have to just play with mechanical stuff until you find pages incidentally. You don't, like, ever, like, have the promise of a page behind something. It's more so you incidentally find a page.
That is true. I think that Riven had better direction, at least to a point, although even then it was, you know, tracked down Gen in this age without any really good conveyances to how you're supposed to be stopping him. You just sort of, like you said, proceed down a track of puzzles until you do it.
Myst games operate, at least from my experience them thus far, about exciting your curiosity. Like, this is a weird thing. You want to try and understand it, and you connect the dots. The narrative framework around that is much less important than just presenting you with a lot of interesting doodads.
Right. Speaking of doodads, what's this?
Is it an amoeba clock, Rick?
They're making different sounds, David.
Are you suggesting that this is going to be a musical puzzle?
I don't know if it'll be a musical puzzle, but it definitely seems like it's going to be a sound puzzle.
I'm trying to, like, think if there's any way to identify, like, the purpose behind these different shapes. Like, okay, we've got, like, the little nubs, and we've also got the number of, like, round nubs.
Yeah.
But, like, the top and, like, the, like, 5 o'clock spot both kind of look like the same shape, but just kind of oriented differently.
Yeah, they look like 6-pointed gears to me. And this one could be a 6-pointed gear if you assume that these two little spheres are in between the 2 points. Same thing here and same thing here, but then when you get to this one, there's no spoke. And this one, who the hell knows what the hell that's supposed to be.
I want to like imagine that maybe this controls like the different stations. Like if the tracks can be rotated, or not the tracks, but like the station, the little hubs can be rotated so that the tracks can be pointed in different directions.
Yeah. I'm hesitant to make any changes to it just yet. Oh.
If I'm right, though, did this change radically?
Oh.
There's a force field. Or not.
Shimmering.
Not a very effective. I mean, now you're, like, irritated. Are you shaking the mouse, or is the game doing that?
The game is doing that.
Okay.
And it's doing it in rhythm with the noise.
So, like, it seems to be, like, causing this force field to vibrate at different frequencies?
Yes.
But which one will kill you?
Yes, at what frequency does our brain turn to mush and our head explode like a watermelon?
I'm assuming the one with no shape is the one that's just like it's off entirely.
I can't select that one, though.
It doesn't let you, like, turn to that direction?
No. This
I mean, I guess it's gotta vibrate.
Yeah, this is the one that was on by default.
But what does it do, Rick?
No, who knows? But I have a feeling that by the end of this episode, we're going to find out.
I mean, we could be here for like 6 episodes, Rick. You don't know. Is this one not passable? Okay, that's fine. You can get in here and it can vibrate you. It can massage your shoulders. This looks to be the same shapes as the other spot, but it may be a little bit more corroded from the salty sea air.
Or just better lighting on them.
Is this the same spot? Am I mistaken?
Nope, this is a different spot.
Well, this is going to be disorienting.
Yeah, we've got 3 potential avenues here. And this is the last one. Oh, there's our there's a little drawing that we made at the end of episode 2.
Yeah, and I'm assuming when we get to the end of this one, we'll get another drawing that maybe make it a little bit more elegant and complex.
Mm-hmm. This kind of sort of looks like the symbol. A little, kind of, not really.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 avenues from the bottom and 6 from the top.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same number of like directions as the devices we can tune.
Mm-hmm. So 2 of these exits lead essentially forward, and 4 of them lead down, but there was only 3 paths underneath this pedestal, so which one of these does not lead under there?
looks like the direction leading into the central hub is the one not connected.
So there's the central hub.
That's the nice house.
So 1, 2, 3.
Have you considered that the tracks might be non-Euclidean?
Am I misinterpreting something here?
Like this is
I am.
3.
There's 4 exits. Okay. I was misinterpreting. So there's 4 different tracks that lead down. Okay. And I think that's where we came from. So let's try going over here.
I'm wondering if these rocks are like these geometric rocks. Are these naturally occurring, or were these shaped deliberately? If I lived in a world that was this hexagonal, I would be worried about, being in a tactical RPG. I mean, I already live in a world with permadeath, so
yeah,
it would track.
And this is back at the beginning.
It's very steep.
So we've made a circuit. I don't think we can advance that way.
I'm sorry, Myst can't jump. You can swing on vines, though.
Oh, good.
You need to know the exact pattern you want to plug.
Awesome. Huge fan of that.
I mean, it's probably great for speedrunners.
Mm-hmm. So if I have the wrong combination, they pop back out.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably. At least whenever I leave the screen, they pop back out. That's good to know. There's our linking book back to Jananin.
Yeah, tempting you to just, call it quits.
Give
like...
up.
You're like, no, you know what? There's nothing wrong with Jananin. I can just live there. It's fine.
It's got water. It's got rocks. What else do you need?
I mean, this place also has water and rocks.
Yeah, but there's fewer hexagons on Jananin. They skeeve me out. Okay, we went this way before. What's this way? Oh, a poison swamp.
It could just be radioactive. This looks promising. Too bad you can't play with it.
Yeah.
Can you close it? It looks like it kind of has like a lid. No.
No, I don't
I
see
think
any
you
other
need
functions.
to... Unless there's another button we're overlooking. Is that a lever?
There's a lever on the side here.
Not to the left of this device.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, what's... Oh, we're going up. Well, now it's over there.
Great, we broke it.
We can put it left, right, or center. Does that hoop just, like, generate, like, glass orbs? They're very fragile.
Yeah, we're not very good at this.
Well, regardless of what spot we select, we break the glass orb.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter where we put it. Because we tried the top one. And I don't think...
it doesn't yet... Any option seems to have the same result, so it doesn't feel like we can, like, have any combination. Like, unless we can, like, change the type of orb being fed into this machine, but that would... I don't know.
And I don't have any control over it while the balls are rolling. So there must be something more to this that we're missing.
We'll have to come back after we have fiddled with orbs elsewhere.
As much as I would love the puzzle to be, pick which one of the 3 levers are the right one and then you're done.
You have a 1 in 3 chance of solving the puzzle. Atris would be the kind of dad that just wants to take the family to an escape room.
Yeah. Oh man.
This is how we're gonna bond. So we got orb shards here. Can we make our own orb?
Ooh, we can move them. Now you've got me wanting a Myst-themed escape room.
Well, if we can have a wooden orb that's going to be more durable, at least.
So they can't all go in each spot, huh?
Unless you have to physically move to a different spot.
Oh, you've just got to build it piece by piece, I see. So if we do that, then we don't have any glass involved here at all, huh?
Yeah, but we could never, like, have made a full glass orb in the first place. So, like, what does this even do?
No, I don't know.
A very loaded question for any Myst situation. It's like, what does this do? I don't know. Leave me alone. I just got here, man.
Well, let's see. Did we just make a new orb? Was that the puzzle? Was it easy? Do we have to calculate which quadrant of the orb is going to land on the thing so that it doesn't shatter?
What percentage of glass is necessary to solve this puzzle? Still looks the same.
Oh. Well, it rolled all the way through. Did it do that before?
Tough to say. I feel like that, like, it might have. That might have been, like, the first, like, animation we watched. Like, the device that's spawning these orbs may not be directly related to, you know, us messing with a orb in the shed.
This is the one that we had first, right?
This is the first one we tried.
All right, let's go back to this one. Okay, that's a total waste. So it seems like we're going to have to be on this one.
At least, like, that seems to have the most, like... It's not going to, like, break anything right off. It's going to get it a little bit further to the left. Assuming that's even what we want to accomplish with this. I wonder if we need to do anything with the basketball. Like, maybe replace the basketball with, like, a bowling ball or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's fiddle.
Could you imagine, like, jumping off this platform and no longer being able to climb up and fiddle with it?
Oh, man. A dead end in a Myst game. What a disgusting concept. Alright. Let's take out some of this. So,
because, like, when we started, like, it didn't have any of the components on it, right?
Right. So it looks like we have 2 wood, 2 metal, and 2 glass.
Seemingly, yeah.
See what happens if I do this. So that's 2 glass and 2 metal.
That should make it extra brittle.
Yeah.
I like this whimsical flute to highlight our buffoonery.
Let's see if this is affecting anything at all. Doesn't seem like it. I don't even know if this is...
Yeah, I don't know that it really affects the machine directly at all. Like, we might need to still, like, do something to sub in or, like... Like, this mechanism could, like, scan the orb to copy it or something like that, but it just seems like it's too primitive for that to actually be what's happening there.
Yeah, I don't think we have the full story here, as much as I'd love to continue fiddling.
I mean, this at least feels like more comprehensible than the vibrating checkpoints on the tracks. Listen, if it's going to follow the pattern of last time, then we're going to get a easy puzzle to serve as a model for what we're going to be doing later.
And then we're going to ignore it.
Yeah, we're going to just completely fly over our heads that we've been given the key information to solve the climactic puzzle.
I don't know if it's just because we're currently playing through Torrens Passage with some friends over Discord, but that whole cannonball area is giving me memories of the same volcano area from Torrens Passage, where you have to get the cannonball.
I have a lot of affection for Torrens Passage, but it is very much a game where they just came up with a lot of random ideas and threw them together.
Yeah.
Well, it's got, like, the back parts glass now. I don't know if that's always been the case. Maybe we need to copy that to make the orb in the shed like. But it's like this is like 3 wood in 1 glass, unless I'm misunderstanding that.
That's what it looks like to me as well. But that's definitely the mechanism that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm. We now have much more context than the first time we went up there and was like, what?
Yeah. So if I look at it from here... Yeah, all I see is these 2 sides.
Mm-hmm. Like on this side, it looks all wood, but when we look at it from up there, it's like, ooh, there's a 1/8 of this sphere that's the glass.
So is it maybe glass, metal, wood, wood?
Maybe.
Let's try it out.
But like the brown parts all look uniform though. That's what's throwing me off. So there might be like another spot on the sphere that we aren't seeing.
Oops. Want to do that. Let's see how this works. Nope. Absolutely nothing.
We waiting with bated breath for the exact same outcome every single time.
The chute seems like it should be going lower. I don't get why it hits here and that raises this part. That's not making a lot of sense to me. Like what is happening here?
This is normally very attentive to how things work mechanically, so it is a little odd.
I can't walk out onto the platform to investigate closer.
Presto, I'm going to call you out, 20 years after the fact, but this machine doesn't make any sense.
Now, we may just not understand it. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt for now. I'm going to try one more thing with this sphere, and then I'm going to move on.
You say that, but I know you don't want to go back to the vibrating tracks.
I truly don't. But I also don't want to sit here and try every single possible permutation of quadrants of sphere. But maybe we're misinterpreting it, and these 2 sides are not wood, but metal. And maybe that needs to be wood, and these need to be metal, because it appears that 1 quadrant is glass, and 2 are the same material.
Mm-hmm.
We can't really see the other side. So process of elimination says that it's either got to be glass or wood.
Unless we have just some weird confirm button somewhere. It's like, okay, this is the orb you want.
Yeah, that's always possible. Nope.
Folks, shout us out in the comments if you want to see more orb breaking action.
On the bright side, it's very satisfying every time it blows up.
They shatter, immediately. They disintegrate.
Yeah. All right. What are we missing here? I want you to close your eyes and visualize the comment that describes us as a nincompoop for missing this one particular part of the puzzle. And now, what is it?
And we can't do anything like take the bottom parts of the orb off or anything like that.
I don't think so, no.
And we can't walk further in here and like get a little... Nothing like that.
Nope. There doesn't appear to be anything else that can be done here.
Well, only other thing I can imagine is, short of us having a mechanical interface we haven't noticed, is that we need to find another camera view of that orb.
Yeah. But even then...
Like, we've seen it from above, and we've seen it from the platform, so if we can have a view of it directly from below, that might make things easier. Because those are the only, like, bits of it I think we can't really see. Like, this side's all wood, which, you know, could account for just the bottom part of the orb in the sphere. And we can kind of see that from the top part that it's like one glass and one wood. So at the bottom components that we can't see very visibly, if that's something wacky.
Just checking to make sure there's nothing else we're missing up here.
Presto just, like, you know, puts a tiny pixel hunt, like, oh, there is a button here. You just can't see it.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to hope that's not going to be the case.
Myst and Riven were generally very good at that. They didn't, like, hide the bits of the mechanism from you.
For the most part, anytime that you missed part of the puzzle, no pun intended for once, it was just because it was hard to tell what was...
being affected?
Yeah, or what was usable in a scene. But short of having, like, blatant glowing highlights, that's just gonna happen. And part of me kind of wishes that there were some of those blatant highlights in this game, because having 360 degrees to turn and look gives you an awful lot of potential avenues, and it'd be nice if, like, you know, the finger cursor would just light up whenever I'm on something that I can touch, you know?
There's a lot more traversal in this game, and it does mean that we are not going to be, like, failing to notice that we can traverse in a direction at least, but that one fell off. That one's missing a lamp.
Yeah.
That's Saavedro, man. He's stealing lamps.
What does it mean? Oh.
This is new.
It's a ladder.
It's like, ooh, you wanna hang out some tracks, Rick? Come on, let's go.
I do want to hang out in some tracks.
What do we got here? This looks like a doodad. Pull the lever. Can't pull the lever.
Pull this lever.
This is gonna raise the platform, and it's gonna be like, all right, show us what you got, Buster.
Oh, great.
Okay, this looks like it's gonna be how we, like, confirm whether or not we have the right frequencies on all the different little hoops. So we can deactivate a given hoop? Is that what I'm seeing happening here? It's the ball generator. Okay.
I hate this so much already. Oh my god, I hate this so much already.
So, oh, here we go.
Focus, Savidro. You must not let the fog come and swallow you. There are long spells, I think, days, maybe months at a time when I can't remember what I've done. The fog rolls so thick around me, even if I hold my hand in front of my eyes, I barely see it. I strain and strain and strain, but nothing sticks. I think his sons came to visit us twice. On Narayan. The first time Atris asked me to meet them, he told me they would come through the book. He says they will not understand how your words fit together, but they will use them to open the shield. Narayan, he says, is where their lessons come together. Narayan is the sum of what they must learn. I remember Tamara was carving a spirit mask into the tree the day the boys arrive. She tugs my sleeve to get attention, points at a glide ship in the sky. I am shocked by how young the boys appear. They look so much like their father, yet they are different somehow too. They're more impatient, and they are angry not to be treated like men. I take them to our home. I tell them I will teach them how to care for it. I say, together we will encourage the lattice tree to grow tall. They ask me why they have to work so hard. They tell me, no, Savidro, that was later. That was after Atris took them away. You know this because when you see them saying these things, they are older. Their faces have become angled and hard. They have grown up into men, and something dark is in their eyes. They tell you they've come back to fix Narayan.
When Savedro was put on his prison world, did he have his memory wiped to some degree? There's been a lot of in this journal talking about difficulty remembering what exactly happened.
Well, once again, my hopes of picking up a page that tells us how to solve the puzzle is dashed.
It's a page from the hint book.
So what the hell's going on here, man?
Well, these correspond to the shapes we see on the mechanism down there.
They certainly do.
So, do we want basically to be putting in the shape that actually corresponds to that spot? Do we need just basically to be able to discern which direction everything is? But that doesn't really necessarily gel with us being able to turn off or on the different slots.
When I pull the lever, the lights turn back on. So what does that mean?
I think the worst part of this is that you have to wait for this animation to finish. So the ball will roll over the little buttons and turn off the different compartments as it rolls through. So that's going to be an issue. We probably need to take stock of what happens when we have the lights off. Does it affect the way stations? I think it's important to note that the buttons don't correspond to our perspective of the way stations.
No, they don't. I would assume that this is the open side here. So this portion of it is where the orbs are generated from. So then
Seemingly.
Going counterclockwise would be here.
Well, you can test it out by pressing the buttons. You can see which ones light off. But I think that if I was paying attention, that there's a button that's they're not in the proper sequence.
They're not.
And that might be Savedro's tampering, or Atris was just an asshole.
Atreus is probably just an asshole. So then the question is, by fiddling with the
we don't know what like having them offer on does, and I think that's going to be very important. Knowing what that state does in terms of like what the ball rolling over the buttons means. So I think that we need to basically turn some of these off and confirm if it changes anything down there at the way station.
And that's what I'm wondering, is if the frequencies are going to correspond with which of these lights.
I do think we may want to keep in mind that like noting what shape is at each button and maybe matching those to the way station that lights up or off or on. But it's going to take it's going to take some screen capping or mental gymnastics to kind of correlate them.
Oh, I hate this.
Because they all look the same.
I hate this so much. All right. Well, let's go back and see what we can learn.
Do we have any of them off currently?
No.
Okay.
So this is where the ball is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So if we follow the track, this is the first spot that it hits. And it shatters here. Maybe it's as simple as matching up the spoke with the right side.
I mean, that would be the kindest solution, I think. It's just having the right shape at each way station on the lever here.
But do we think they're going to be that kind to us?
I mean, given that the buttons take, like, basically... The buttons light up different way stations, so we may have to either correlate it to where they are on the rotation or which one lights up which spot, so...
I probably shouldn't be going through and doing all of this without doing some experimenting.
But you can't help yourself.
No, I can't. So we've done this one, this one, this one. Need to do this one. We've done 1, 2, 3, now 4. Okay, let's see if that affects any change whatsoever in the puzzle.
The orb shatters even earlier. Then a hologram of, like, Atreus pops and says, "Good job, boys. You've satisfied my lust for destruction." We have a dear friend, Wilco, who we have an in-joke about him just despising orbs. I don't think that Rick was present for the formation of that.
No, I was there.
Okay.
I was definitely
okay. Good.
I was definitely there.
He wasn't that into boba tea. Was the issue?
Yeah.
So
yes. Oh, there it is. All right, let's try this. Are you ready to be disappointed?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let me down, Rick. Let me down hard.
Well, the lights are in order now.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
So when we set the frequency, are we just setting like which tower is affected by which button?
Yeah, because now they're all in order.
You're right. But maybe we need to basically move the rotation 2 pips forward so that like it's actually starting where the ball, the first tube the ball goes through.
That's what I'm thinking. Because when it goes straight down the track and up to the...
Like 6 o'clock.
Well, this is the, what we call it, the 8 o'clock position.
Right.
And this would be the 2 o'clock position. So it starts at 8 and it goes over to 2. And when it does that, this is the light that goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch it one more time. I like watching orbs shatter.
Like, boy, do we have a chapter for you. I think we're getting close, Rick. And, you know, I'm satisfied that this doesn't really involve us needing to make sense of these stupid shapes.
Yeah. So...
But there's still a chance that we will have to make sense of the stupid shapes.
Probably, but... So when the ball goes through here, and it covers up a light, is it turning off?
I mean, we still don't really understand what it does, but I would assume that, yeah, maybe it turns off the force field and therefore allows the ball to pass through.
Because I can't tell from up here if any of those are shimmering. Okay, so let's get this straight.
If we want basically the 3 o'clock one to be off when it's starting, does that mean we need to have the ball up here rolling through the 10 o'clock or the 12 o'clock slot?
I don't know. Watch this again. So when it comes up to the top there and shatters, that's the one that we need to have. So we need to start with... God, I sound like a madman. So we need to start with... Come on, get my cursor back. Give me my... There we go. We need to start with this, I think, being set
and
to
that needs
this
that
shape.
needs to be, yeah, I think that's what we need to do.
And then we just need to follow the track and figure out which direction it's going to go, and then do them in sequence clockwise?
That makes sense.
You say that.
Listen, this is all very logical, and we have very high IQs. We can do this.
Hey, speak for yourself. Okay, so this is the track. Starting off. We follow it straight ahead here.
The buffoon music right on cue.
And we need to start this here.
Is it vibrating to the music?
Yes. No, it vibrates to the sound of the noise. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. So, presumably once it comes through here, I would guess it's going this way. So then this one has to be set to the second beat. And now it's going to carry on along the track and go straight to here, which needs to be set to the third. And we're going to keep on going down here, and it looks like it's going to go down this way, which will be set to the fourth. And then up and over here, which will be set to the fifth as it is. And from there, it'll take the ball all the way through here. And then who knows what it's going to do.
It's going to hit that door and shatter.
I like the way you think. Simultaneously optimistic and pessimistic. Alright, where the hell is my ladder? There it is.
Alright, Rick. Break my heart.
Let's see how many Starfleet commendation points we get.
Okay, promising. Yes. Here we go. Yes.
Oh my god, we solved a puzzle?
Huh? Okay. Oh. That looks important.
Does look important.
Didn't we have like a hexagonal grid before?
We did. Got one hex.
That was the easy one, boys. Get ready for the hard ones.
Well, on the bright side, now we can go down and plug this in and see if this gains us any new ground. Oh man, there's that rush of endorphins that I love so very, very much.
Oh, we did it. We did. We solved the puzzle. Time for some more hell. Right back into the frame. Hurt me more, Presto.
Step on me, Cyan. Let's see. Where was our little... There we go. Alright, so... I don't know which way it wants us to do these hexes. That way, okay.
Okay, now we can move forward a little bit. So we're going to need 3 combinations, it looks like.
Yeah.
So one of those is going to be our little mechanism with the other glass shattering puzzle. It's solved permanently. There's no going back.
Damn. I was hoping they used the same code for all 3 locks.
Listen, Atris respects, internet security. He's not going to... It's not monkey123 or passwords all over the place.
Not this time. Remember when we solved this puzzle? Oh, hey, here's a door we didn't go through.
Ooh. What do we got, Rick?
Oh, this one's radioactive.
Okay, we're going to go up, and we're going to find how we can disappoint ourselves.
Oh, man. Pegs. What the hell?
So I think we need to use the pegs to tell it where to stop rotating.
Oops, I didn't want that.
Okay, so we have 3 pegs, so we need to basically get it to go wherever in this contraption we want it to go, which I assume is the track going to the left, which is to the right.
I love watching this animation every time.
I mean, I think that to a point it's kind of necessary to establish where the orbs are coming from, because with the first one we found, like, I didn't really understand what that thing even looked like.
Oh, hey, it took my first peg out.
You know, that just means you get to watch the animation one more time.
Why would it do that to me?
Well, let's be thorough here and see.
So where to put it here?
Something like that. I wasn't paying attention. You think I'm going to help you with this puzzle?
Let's try this.
Why'd you do that, Rick?
So I'm seeing a little beam of light from the bottom holes.
That seems to be like where it stops. I think we need to use all 3 pegs, and I think we need to identify where we're trying to get it to stop at, which I assume is the track leading off to the right, which like seems to kind of like start like on the right wheel. Like there's a couple of tracks kind of pointing upwards. If you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's our goal, and I think basically we need to kind of like to get us to stop there appropriately. We need to basically have it swap to both sides, and the trick is knowing where on the first, the left hexagonal wheel, where we need it to stop first, so that it can stop at the appropriate point the second time. And I think it's important to note that this will put all of our pegs away after every single play of this.
Right, so we have to remember. So it starts on the bottom. If I put a peg there, it goes along the top track.
So it looks like that it has to have a bottom, the little white space on in the hoop, otherwise it goes down. So I kind of interpret that as that the objective is to make sure that the right-hand wheel has no empty slot underneath the tracks to the right.
Right. I need to watch this again and see where it goes to.
I will give this whole age props for giving us a funny animation for failure.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. There. Goes over to there. And then it rolls around.
I don't quite know why it explodes.
Because we're failures. We're abject failures.
Like, is that just an invalid spot to launch? I would assume that like that spot would have been good enough for it to hit the farthest most track to go to the topmost slot on the left side.
It's because we did a full rotation, so we didn't have any pegs on the right side.
Okay.
So it starts off landing here, as evidenced by the pre-existing peg, and that's this spot.
Yeah, and I assume that we need to, like, no matter where we put our first peg, since we're using 2 pegs, it's going to have to be a pretty early slot on the wheel before it launches. Otherwise, it's just, our second peg would decide where the first launch is if we're not careful.
So by putting a peg here, I'm putting it in this spot. So this is going, because this is where the peg falls off, is the bottom of the dial. So it's basically making 3 turns. So this is where it starts. It's going 1, 2, 3. No, wait. This is here. And it's turning clockwise, right?
Yeah, that was what I was seeing.
So it's going 1, 2, 3. No. 1. I'm getting myself confused.
If it's any consolation, Rick, this seems like it's going to be a relatively easy puzzle to brute force.
So it lands down there.
And the wheel on our end and this thing, it turns clockwise.
So the ball is landing at the bottom. So by putting a peg here, it's going 1, 2, 3, and then shooting over to here. So where do we want it to go to? Do we want it to go 1, 2, 3, 4? So here, 1, 2.
So I feel like our objective when it gets back over to the first wheel is to have it like launch from the 3 o'clock slot. That's what makes the most sense to me, assuming I'm understanding like how it would ramp up to get to the target.
So it starts here, and you think that it should launch from here first?
Yeah, I think that's where it needs to launch third. That needs to launch up so that it can go through an empty slot on the right to get into the tracks leading off to the right.
I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because it's going to have to go through one of these rings.
Right. So wherever we stop the right-hand wheel, we need to have that slot uncovered. Otherwise, we're doomed.
Mm-hmm. This is tricky.
What are they doing putting like puzzles like this? Like, this isn't fair. We've had like 3 episodes of this. There's not been any combat at all.
Let's see what this does. 12 o'clock and 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I guess. I don't know. 12 and 10. This should take the ball, yeah, down to there. And then 1 rotation. Okay. Okay, I think I might have it. And by that I mean I probably don't got it. But let's try doing it like this. Let's see what can possibly go wrong.
Hologram of Atris pops up and says, like, sorry, boys, you only get 10 shots.
Damn it. So that should shoot it over to there. This should do 1 more rotation. And shoot it up there. Nice. Crash.
That's the 3rd password, it looks like.
Yeah.
And I think this game's going to be a little mean in that every time we walk away from the inputting the passwords is going to reset. So,
you think so?
I heard a sound effect when we walked away, so I'm suspicious. So,
oh, well, in that
if you're
case,
snipping those,
yeah, I snipped it and numbered them. Well, now all we have to do is figure out the ball launching puzzle that we gave up on.
No, the one we started at.
Yes, the one that we gave up on, figuring we don't have all the information we need for this puzzle yet. I guess it's still possible that we don't. But I don't like it. I want to go up. I want to go up there.
I mean, they're stepping stones. It would be theoretically possible for you to get up there and then slip on some moss.
Well, that's just it. They're moss covered, so it would be too dangerous. This isn't a Sierra game. You can't die in these games.
I mean, I think there was like wasn't in Riven you could have like the doomed ending.
Yeah.
It's a little different than like just normal death.
Yeah. But I appreciate that. I mean, I guess you could have doomed endings in Myst 1 as well.
Yeah. You can, help the boys, which is, your initial objective.
Right.
And they reveal themselves to be as big of an assholes as the journals imply them to be.
Yeah.
Like, how much attention are you paying to this game? Do you realize that these boys are bad? Did the maniacal laughter tip you off?
Did the fact that both of them appear by their apartments to be either either violent or manipulative, did that tell you anything? All right, what the hell's up with these balls?
So we can see, one half of this. We know that the front two halves of that are all wood. So we have one glass slot and one wood slot on this side. So the other side of that is the information that we're missing. And we know just by process of elimination that it could be, anything really.
Yeah. Now, is that all that we can find up here? Is that the only purpose for that elevator?
Is there any vantage point from over there that we could possibly see the other spots on the orb?
I'd love it if there was.
We'd have to view it from the bottom, it looks like.
I don't suppose we can do the old pull the lever from here trick, could we? I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it.
I wish we could just, peek on the other side of the cover. So from this vantage point, it seems to me that this is the glass, this is the other wood that we saw, and this is a third wood. So this part back here is the one that we can't see.
Do we know that the other one's the third one's wood also?
We don't. We don't know what this over here is.
Right.
Because it seems that we're able to see these two from the other vantage point.
I mean, if we brute force it, then what we have, 8 possible permutations left. It's not how we're going to, ideally want to solve the puzzle, but, if we are going to operate under the assumption that doing the right combination in the shed will enable us to move forward, then.
Is this even affecting, what even... I don't think that we understand what this device does.
No, we don't. That's been kind of an issue. We're just messing with a thing in a shed.
I don't think that messing with that changes...
We've seen no direct evidence that messing with it has any impact on the animations we view up here.
Right.
But it's also the only other mechanism. We've exhausted all options with the machine itself, so we need to affect something externally, and that's the only thing nearby that we have a lead on.
And it seems to me that this ball stays the same no matter what we do, right? So, and the other one is a glass ball that's being generated from the UFO. So what the hell even is this? I don't know that...
Well, maybe if we input the right combination in the shed, then that will trigger the mechanism in the shed to reveal information or a new mechanism.
That's a good point. Maybe that's what we're supposed to do. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with...
Because we have enough information to try the permutations and see if that makes anything happen. You just want to see the glass shatter just to soothe yourself?
I do. Now see, now hang on. That is making a difference because when because it shattered right here. right in this spot. But before, when we had changed the model, it was shattering over here. So we are
just
affecting
changing
the
the
properties.
weight?
Yeah. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a matter of finding the correct weight or weighting the orb appropriately.
Because like right now you took all the spots out, so it would be theoretically lighter.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Are we trying to match the weight?
I mean, I don't know why the game would reveal to us that 1/8 of the sphere is glass unless it meant to that to be important. Also, I don't know if the where you're placing it on the sphere matters.
Yeah,
but
that's the other thing. Let's see, we're gonna try it as metal on 2 opposite sides and wood and glass on the remaining sides. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, that at least gets the orb through the chute. Unless the side that we're not looking at is also glass. Maybe it needs to look like this, with those 2 being wood, because the 4th side that we can't see might need to be glass.
when we go back into the shed, can you just try to click on the partition a little bit from the inside? I feel like that is maybe a hotspot we could have overlooked.
This?
No. Like there's this partition inside, like this to the right there. Yeah, that thing. Like, part of me is just kind of paranoid that like pull is a lever of some sort, but probably not. Yeah, it's nothing. I'm just paranoid.
No, I understand. It definitely feels like there's something here that we're missing. I mean, of course, what we're missing could just be, you know, the solution.
Is there, like, by the door there on the floor, is that like a lever?
Over here?
Yeah, is it just like the hinge, or is that like an actual thing?
Looks like it's just the hinge.
Okay.
Same thing down here. Like, this doesn't seem to be anything.
Do you think that they would be mean enough to have us like only need to like have this orb half filled out? Like, if we don't show this, like if we just have the slot we don't know, keep that empty, if that's going to be the solution.
Take it literally. We don't know what it is, therefore it doesn't exist. Nope. I like the way you were thinking, though. But that does still get it across.
Mm-hmm. It might be that just, you know, having anything on the top layer will enable it to be crossover.
No, let's test that theory. Let's use one single block of wood. Nope.
Nope.
Okay, well, this is good. This is good. This is science.
So if we kind of like operate here that we are trying to have the inadequate weight for it to cross, so we maybe just try going for heaviest, or do we want to...
That's what I was thinking. I think we already tried that once, but I'm going to try doing it alternating. So I think I tried it 2 wood and 2 metal. But let's try alternating them and see if maybe that changes the balance of the orb. Because maybe having all the weight on one side was making it too heavy.
You know, they get a lot of mileage out of this animation.
They do. No, that's not it. I just wonder, like, what does this mean?
I mean, like, I'm still inclined to think that we just need to mimic it, at least for one of these 3, like, positions. But we're still missing something pretty obvious, probably. We're going to look back. Next, we're going to be like, guys, viewers, like, Casey, 2 other people who are watching us, I'm sorry. I know that was blaring obvious, but, you don't come here to see geniuses. You come here to see us be alternatively, affectionate and also frustrated with adventure games.
Listen, I'm building my brand on 2 dopes who think they can solve adventures. That wasn't it. I'm gonna be so salty if there's a mechanism that we're missing.
It doesn't seem like there is. I still feel like we want to like poke around to see if maybe we can see the orb from below somewhere, if that's even possible. Like those rivets over there is like where it's like physically under. I don't know if we can like maneuver over there and have a little stare up with our 360 degrees of motion. Our eyeballs that are capable of looking in any direction possible.
Ah, there
we go. It looks like it's just wood. Or we just got like only one spot is glass. Am I perceiving that correctly with my eyeballs that can move in 360 degrees?
That's how it seems to me.
But we can't replicate that.
No, we can't.
So do we need to, like, basically match the weight as close as we can with the materials available to us?
Maybe, but I feel like we've tried that. Like, if we assign them numbers, so if...
Also, here's a question. Like, is the wood lighter than the glass or vice versa? Because I feel like that either can be pretty hefty.
So if we figure that wood is 1 and glass is 2, then we'd have a total weight of 5. So to that end, we'd want to have a weight of 5. So let's try this. Let's try 2 glass and 1 wood. I may be completely off base there, and it may make no sense to any of you how I'm getting to that number, but that's how I think of things.
I feel like that we are definitely missing some piece of information with this. Like this, maybe there's a journal entry just hanging out somewhere innocuous that would have spelled out this weight mechanic, assuming we're on the right track.
Okay, so let's instead figure that wood is 2 and glass is 1. So 2, 2, 2, and 1, we'd have to get to a weight of 7. If we then figure that metal is 3, would it be 3, 5, 6, 7? Maybe that's the right weight? We still have a wood on the other side there. Let's try this. Damn it. Should we be fiddling with some of these levers?
I mean, yeah, like, I think that we're probably going to need a different weight depending on which position it's in, but also it's like, do we want it to be lighter or heavier? Does it just need to match? We don't know. We just don't know. Well, it's definitely not the right way for that spot.
Yeah, that seems like it's always just gonna hit against it. Unless we try making it as heavy as possible now and see if it makes any difference whatsoever.
But is wood heavier than glass, Rick?
I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like a solid glass block is going to be heavier than a solid wood block.
I would be inclined to agree.
But are they thinking of it in terms of glass is the most fragile, therefore it's the lightest? Let's see if this still shatters on contact here. It does. Okay.
So, like, is the, like, weight being decided by, like, the ball we are using? Is that deciding how much heavy the ball is on the right? Like, it's not being spawned. Like, that ball is always consistent on our right there. But, like, is the reason that it's shattering is because it's not heavy enough to weigh down the mechanism? I don't understand.
No, neither do I. I mean, like you say, this ball is not changing. It's the same ball every time. It's being pushed back up again. So, are we affecting the weight of the glass sphere, or are we affecting something within the chute?
I mean, and, like, if we're taking it in terms of, like, weight affecting the mechanism, what we can actually observe is that, like, in the shed, the ball we are making affects... just holding my breath there for a second.
I know.
It is, like, basically functioning the weight. Like, okay, look on the left there. That little pole going into the shed, that's what the our orb is attached to.
That's true.
So if we are actually, like, interfacing with this mechanism at all, it's that we are affecting how heavy this thing is being pulled down.
So yeah,
like, we're affecting the angle.
So in that case, then we are trying to balance it with this piece. Because if it's an equal balance, then the chute will stay straight. Because right now, whenever it goes, it does still drop slightly.
So if we have it on the middle, like the balanced function, as opposed to having it tilted,
I see what you're saying. So you're saying put it there and then find the right balance.
Yeah.
Because right now, this 3 wood and 1 glass control sphere is lighter than the sphere we've created.
Right. We're getting somewhere, Rick.
You're getting somewhere. You're the one coming up with all the correct theories. I'm just clicking the buttons, man.
Listen, I can't click the buttons. I need you here, man. Presto's not going to beat us. We're going to be good at video games.
Let's try this. Let's try a metal and 2 glass.
Nope.
Okay, we are still heavier. Yeah. Let's try something just to see. Let's try taking everything off again and observing it. So now the control sphere should weigh down the whole thing. So it should be down on the right and up on the left. Yes, okay. Okay, so that's definitely what we're doing. So it's just a matter of figuring out... Although that means that if we put it all the way over here... So by changing the fulcrum, we can further affect how the weight is distributed.
It makes sense. I just don't think they'll let us, like, solve it with that, because that means, like, we could have, like, theoretically gone to this mechanism and put the default lever in and gotten over without having ever messed with the orb in the shed.
No, we still have to mess with the orb, but what I'm thinking is that it's going to affect the weight of the orb however we create it by where the center point is.
Absolutely. So the question is just like, what do we want? What do you want, Rick?
All right, what do we think is the heaviest? 2 glass and 2 metal?
I think that, you know, I did a desperate bid to Google, and it tells me at Brainly .in that glass is denser than wood.
Okay.
Presto may or may not agree with that assessment.
They might have seen that website. We'll find out. Okay, 2 glass, 2 metal. theoretically as heavy as it can be. Now it's too heavy. It'll still be too heavy. I don't know why I'm trying this. It's going to be even more too heavy now. About this.
Ah!
Man, now I know why Wilco hates spheres.
Password number 2 coming right up.
Those detestable orbs. Nice. Look at that. It's a mustache.
I thought it looked like a Gunstar Heroes boss.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does. So, I don't know what the logic is behind that.
It's a little. I think this has relied very heavily on us making sense that the orb that we are actually messing with is physically connected to the messing. That's locked now.
Great.
It's physically connected to the mechanism above, but we had gotten in our heads that we are like, you know, cloning orbs from the shed somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I just mathematically I'm not too sure how that shakes out. Like where we put the center points of the chute.
I feel like that this was like an actual like physics engine where we can kind of like see a little bit more granularly like how we're affecting it. It might have made been a bit more intuitive.
I agree. I think this puzzle was hurt by the fact that we're basically looking at pre-rendered videos over and over again. See, number 2 is the Gunstar Heroes boss. And number 3, doot.
Beautiful. And there's going to be a book in here, and we're going to love it. We're going to get another piece of the poem.
I fully expected a Sen's Fortress deal where a ball was just going to roll down and squash us and kill us.
I'm a little paranoid there's an even more complicated puzzle in here, but...
No, I think this is just where the balls get generated. I hope. I don't know. Oh boy, this is villainous.
20 years, Atris. 20 long years alone. They tied me to a post. They burned their Myst linking books in front of me. They took everything I had. My wife! My 2 baby girls! And then, when I finally made it back to Narayan and I saw... It would have been better if I had died.
And now your punishment, Atris.
now we're the ball. Oh.
Here we go.
What?
We are the ball, and we got to set the tracks for ourselves.
Okay, so that just takes us back.
Is there a different lever on the other side?
So red is right in front of us. Yellow's to our right. So we're facing this way. Oh wait, we can do... Oops. No, we can't. Not sure what we're supposed to be doing here.
Like maybe we're trying to reach the different colors. Like I'm not sure if like the tip of the wire or the little hub is where we're trying to get to.
Oh, I can do that.
You can make a ball.
Sweet.
Well, you solved it. Maybe?
No. No, I didn't.
Does it need to work for all of them simultaneously or something kooky?
So these are obviously all the ones that we've already solved.
Right. The question is, like, what does this track thing in front of us actually change? Because, like, it feels like it's just rolling straight into that bridge we can't affect.
Yeah.
So when we spawn one of these balls, maybe they come from the colored markings on the periphery of the track map. Because, like, I can imagine that when these balls enter the center area, that what they're affecting is, like, the map we are affecting is the interior below us.
So then, like, by pressing the yellow button...
You start the ball rolling towards that yellow line, and it enters through that, and you need to kind of, like, network it to do something, maybe get it to red.
Well, let's see. If I do this, then yellow would direct connectly to green. So let's see if that makes it go to two different sides. I think you're right. I think we have to make it so that it follows the path of all of them and then comes out at the top. Since the platforms reset every time.
Okay, that makes that go up. Comes out.
Yep, that's it. Alright, so the moral of the story here is let's make sure we have it right the first time so we don't have to watch this every time. And that starts the second one. Okay. Okay.
So...
that would come down through there.
So it needs to go the other way. So, I think that would work because, like, it's entering through the where the red would normally start, and we haven't solved red yet.
Red, I think, is the exit point. I think red's the last one we have to go through.
Well, normally with the other ones, like the tip of the line is where it enters the center area. So I'm wondering if that's if we have it correct right now. I could be wrong. I don't know.
See, but what I'm thinking is if we did yellow, it starts here, comes along this path, comes up here, comes down this way, comes up here and goes to red. And then this, I think, is the ending. But we haven't gone through blue.
Yeah, you're right. We need to go through blue. Do we remember the sequence? Like, is it going to be the same 1, 2, 3?
This is it.
Okay.
If we start blue, then it'll go through here, then through here, then through here, and up through red. Yep, that's it. I say
no more
cockily.
Speculation.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, no.
We are the ball after all.
We are the ball.
It's fine. Atris had a safety lock in there, so it's not going to happen unless you...
Oh, man, you just know when they were designing this age that they were working toward this the entire time.
Yeah. It would be much more nauseating if we were spinning with the orb.
It is kind of satisfying to go through all these puzzles that we've solved.
You know, I described this as a Rube Goldberg machine at the start, and I'm glad that paid off.
You were right. I can only imagine how much work it took to render this entire scene.
It feels like the most involved one they've done. And then we fall in the ocean. Oh, there's the poem.
Cool.
I love it. I kind of thought those were going to be on the same piece of paper, but I guess not.
I kind of figured they were too, but I still think that they'll all combine in the end. All right. And finally, back to Jananin.
So, Rick, how do you rank the ages so far?
That's honestly tough. The plant world frustrated me, but I feel like the puzzles were a little more organic. No pun intended. I'm sorry. These were definitely more just cold logic puzzles, but they seemed more like a formula, you know, like you solve 3 separate puzzles, and I guess it did all come together in the end to a point, but like, I don't know. I kind of like the design of Adana more than Amateria, but I like the environments of Amateria more. I don't know. What do you think?
I prefer, you know, this water world a bit more personally. Like, apart from like the puzzles feeling a bit more on brand for Myst, I think the biggest roadblock we really ran into was misunderstandings about the logic of the puzzles. But I think we got there. Just the us being operating under the delusion that we were affecting the orb going into the machine as opposed to the machine itself was our biggest roadblock.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that if we would have known, or if we would have understood the machine a little better from the beginning, we probably would have gotten that a little bit faster. But just the same, I mean, that's kind of the Myst experience, isn't it? Experimenting with it and hypothesizing and eventually coming to a conclusion. And
then, you know, getting fed up and looking up online what you got to do.
Not us,
or
man.
You know, paying like $20 for a guide.
Oh man, for a Prima strategy guide or a Brady Games official guide. Oh baby.
So I think, Rick, that this is our cue to tell people to come back next week.
Yeah, they should come back next week, but most importantly, they should save their games all the time. On to Voltaic. Next time on Myst III Exile, David and I will find the Voltaic Age, and we'll see what crap awaits us there.
Will it be Charmander? Will we listen to Saavedro bemoan the tragedy of his life to us once more?
Which fire starter is your favorite?
I like Tepig from 5th Gen. Turns into a big wrestly pig.
Oh, well, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Imbor!
Nice. I was going to say Charmander because I only know Gen 1.
That's okay. Rick, you can be, you know, a casual poser. It's fine.
It's fine. I can be a casual Pokemon player because you know what? I am an expert Myst player. And you can come back next week and see David and I continue to claim that we're expert Myst players, even though we get stuck on the simplest things. But hey.
As we provide demonstrable evidence to the contrary.
Well, thank you very much for joining us nonetheless. Hope you'll come back next week for part 4, The Voltaic Age. Until then, I am Rick, and this is David, and you need to save early and save often.
See ya.
Bye.